Hello everyone, welcome to the second episode of my well-being podcast. Stay with me because today we're going to talk about teams, especially high-performance teams, how you create one to get the results you want, and what are the 4 stages that you need to pass through in order to get there, to make your team, that is, to perform at the highest level in order to achieve your goals. Either you're in sports or in business, this is a very relevant thing for you to understand, the 4 stages of a high performance team, and hopefully you can implement it to your business, to your team, to get the results you want. So let's begin by saying that a group of people getting together is not a team, let alone a high performance team. The first stage that happens when we try to form a team is the forming stage. What's the forming stage? Is the initial stage where team members meet, get to know each other, and understand the task or project. So let's say you hire a group of people to join your company. That's the stage where they get to know each other, who is who, what's the task in hand, what goals you want to achieve, and usually people start deciding if they want to be there or if this is a goal that they feel comfortable with and they believe they can achieve. The second stage is the storming stage, and this is a very difficult and tricky stage because at the storming phase is where all the conflict and the disagreement and the happens and the different personalities and ideas clash. So some characteristics of this storming phase is that members may challenge each other's ideas and struggle for influence. And there is a lot of frustration going there. So imagine that you hire 2 or 3 strong personalities and they try to take over everybody else, establish who's the boss within the business, and impose their own norms, their own ideas to other members. So they want to be on top. There's a lot of ego going on, and there's a lot of testing the limits of other members. So if you have a few people that are not very outgoing, if they are not very tough characters, they might be swollen by these personalities. So what you need to do as a leader in this stage is to try and address the processes and resolve these conflicts within the team, so you are able to distinguish what type of people can go to the next stage, because at each stage you cannot move forward with the same people as you have in the beginning. And it's not expected that everyone will make it to the next phase. So this is a pretty good time to decide which of those very strong characters and personalities you want to keep in the team. Because if their ideas and their personalities are clashing with your own ideas, with your own set of values, it means you need to cut these people loose. Otherwise, you're going to have a problem as you move to the next stage. So what's stage number 3? It's the norming phase. It's where the team begins to resolve conflicts with your assistance, as we said earlier, develop cohesion, and establish clear ways of working together. So this is the phase where your set of values have been understood. You have been able to communicate those values really well, to establish the ground rules, what's acceptable and what's not acceptable within the team, and how you communicate and resolve issues. And the people who make it to the norming stage is the people who have resolved major issues and they have a level of really good understanding between them, and they have established clear ways of working together. So these people now can focus on developing shared understanding of goals, processes, and behavioral patterns. So why is this important? Because if you have shared and common goals and processes that are clear, for example, who's the boss, who's the leader, who is doing what, and with what processes, it means that you can move forward with really good understanding and very few clashes in between on roles. So roles are clear. Who is the leader, who is the manager, who is responsible for A, B, C, and you can start performing as a team. Okay, so a really important stage, and it's a stage where it's a bit tricky because maybe someone from the storming phase has pushed their way in the norming phase. So what do? By recognizing who these people are, you set them aside, you work with them more so they can understand what's the playground, what's the playbook, and if they are able to follow along within those norms and value set that you have set, really good, they can come along with the team. If not, it's time for them to go because they will keep creating problems with their own ideas, personalities, and so on. And if things do well, we move on the performing stage, on the performing phase, and that is where the team really functions as a matured, organized, and highly effective unit dedicated to its mission. So it's like you have a soccer team and you have gone through the first, second, and third phase on the first couple of years, and now with the additions you have made, based mostly on the personalities and then the skills of the people you have, you are in the phase where you can still really start performing. So the team is more mature, the members are more mature, more organized. You as a leader, you have a really clear set of rules. You have a really good communication process. So how you communicate with each team member, how you communicate with the team as a whole. You have assigned roles to your managers, okay, and to each member of the team, and they feel respected within that environment. They feel heard, and they know that if something is wrong, they can communicate it to the manager or even talk to you as a leader to help resolve any gray areas, so they can dedicate the most amount of their time to perform the task in hand so they can achieve the goals of the team. Some characteristics of this performing team: the consensus and cooperation are well established, problems are solved constructively, and the members feel comfortable contributing. Okay, so whereas the focus within this phase is on achieving goals, problem solving, and maintaining high productivity. So each member understands and respects the task they need to do and the task the other member needs to do. So by doing that, they focus more on being productive and less on things that are irrelevant. Okay, so everybody is more focused, everybody has more energy, and everybody can perform their best. There is, though, a little trick here. It's not easy to maintain high performance for a very long period of time because team members may get frustrated, they may experience some burnout or experience some anxiety. So that's where you need to step in as a leader, understand which member may have fallen on the previous stage, and help them pass through that anxiety phase, that burnout stage, and in a healthy way bring them back within the rest of the team and be able to start performing at a high level once again. So as a leader, you have a lot of job to do in order to create a high performing team. And unfortunately, in business and in sports, we often miss understanding these phases, understand which type of people don't fit within the culture, they don't fit within the group values and norms, and we don't address that issue. And so many times that person might be the star in the team, but if you want to bring everybody performing at a high level, sometimes these people do more damage than good. Okay, so these are the important things. And of course, as a leader, establish a good communication avenue for people to be able to talk through their problems, have space and trust being built over time with you and the people within the team, so problems can be heard and solved quickly. And as a leader, you need to be a good communicator within the team and with individual members as well. So thank you very much. Hope you enjoy it. See you on the next episode.